approximately 73 million years ago, in the area that we now know as China, roamed the only known Centrosaurine ceratopsian on record, the Sinoceratops. Now, 73 million years later, the company known as Haolonggood has recreated that species. Hello, welcome to Ruckosaurus Rex, the channel where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How you guys doing? You see what we got in front of us? This is the second of the last two figures that I had to get us started for year 2024, and they both happen to be ceratopsians. And we have the Sinoceratops today, the only ceratopsian, the only centrosauran ceratopsian, I should say, to be located in China, Zhucheng area. And as you can see with Haolonggood, as always, we get two variations, two different color schemes, and you get to choose either or both. And Haolonggood is so good with their pricing that they make it easy to decide to get both. So that is your option. As far as the packaging is concerned, you have the same image on the front and the back, Haolonggood on the side. On the top, you have some illustrations of previous models by Haolonggood, including the Cosmoceratops that we just recently reviewed. In fact, that we reviewed last. So, yeah, pretty cool. They're up on it, apparently. And here is our subject for today, the Sinoceratops. As you can see, I have the blue variant, looking very, very nice there. It's in a very nice dynamic pose. That's the first thing I want to talk about. This is a very, very nice pose. It's an active pose. You see right here as it's spinning to its right side, the right rear leg, you see it pushing off with the foot barely off the ground. And then as we come around to the left side, you see the left forelimb slightly raised up with the rear coming forward. So, and then with the head tilted the way it is and the mouth opened, it looks to me like it's at least trying to defend itself. But when I see it, the first thing I think is that it's running away from something. And what it was probably running away from, we'll see later on in this video. Anyway, the color scheme is pretty nice, especially what we got going on with the head sculpt and the frill. Sinoceratops, as I already stated, it's a centrosaurine dinosaur, ceratopsian. You see it's got that nasal horn, which looks pretty formidable, and nice designs on the frill and along the edges of the crest of the frill. And yeah, very nice. The color scheme is very nice. We'll take a closer look at it when we get it closer up. A little something about Sinoceratops that I didn't mention in the opener. We know it's from China. It grew to about 20 feet. This model measures at 6.6 inches. You do that calculation, it comes out as representative of an animal that's slightly over 19 feet long. So that's right in there at the 135 scale. So it should fit nicely. Here we have our Sinoceratops up close, and you see how colorful that head is. Looking at the side there, the first thing, of course, we'll talk about is the eye and the pupil. The eye is white, pupil is black. The head is kind of like the base paint for the head is like a brick reddish type of color. You see that it lightens up there on the upper beak. and the lower beak as well. We've got a myriad of some slight greens in there. The actual beak itself is a dark brown. The nasal horn is brown, but it has the appearance of stain with like some bluish grays, I guess. But it looks like it's been weathered, which is a nice touch. When you look at the beak itself or within, you can see the nice paintwork there. We got the wet look. Gotta love that. When you look at the front there, you see the head is tilting slightly to its right, and you see the color scheme on the frill. Looks pretty nice. The spikes along the frill have that same coloring and texture as that nasal horn. Then looking at the side again, you've got those cheek spikes, which are also that same color, both sides there. Looks very nice. The back, nothing special. It's just the same color as what the base color of the skull would be. And then when you go to the rest of the body here, you see the top starts off with that brick reddish type of color, and then we bleed over into this greenish blue-green, however you want to call it. It's being listed as blue, right? So that's what we're going to go with. And then you've got the darker stripings there, like a dark, like a brownish kind of color, or a dark gray maybe. But it adds some contrast to the paint scheme. Getting lower, of course, we get lighter. We get to the underbelly, and it's light big time down there, but there's a dark wash going over. So you can see that. Looking at the neck, don't want to leave that out. The change between the head and the neck, as you can see, the neck is like a same color as the skull, but it's starting to transition, especially when you go down the throat area. You got some nice wrinkles there. Forelimbs, they've got that blue, and then the feet themselves, all around, all 4 feet, they come out black. And with the scoots and everything, you could see the claws or the toes painted like a grayish white all around. Pretty cool. The rear has got that same bluish color, but we've got that striping. So you've got that. Going to the top again, there's that striping that goes right along down the tail all the way to the end. Turning our Sinoceratops over, we've got a very noticeable cloaca there. Spinning it around, we have more of the same. Just looks good. Once again, you see that right leg pushing off. You see how the foot is stepping up. So yeah, this is a very, very, very lively pose. Very dynamic, very nice. And then of course, looking at that side of the I like this profile side of our Sino a little bit better than the other one, probably because the head is tilting towards that way. For some comparisons, we'll start off with the Sinoceratops, whom we've just previously reviewed. Now we have the Sinoceratops, the Pachyrhinosaurus, and finally from Haolonggood, the Pentaceratops. And now comparing Haolonggood with PNSO, we've got their Sinoceratops. And you could see that PNSO's is a little bit larger, a little bit thicker. It's wild because when I put them side by side, especially when I look bird's eye view, they're almost the same length, but the PNSO is got more body. It's taller and more robust, and you could see the crest, the frill, a lot more colorful. So if you want to mix and match, these two would be perfect as a male and female couple. Here's a shot of how well these two look together. Very nice. And yes, the PNSO is the skull is definitely more vibrant than the Haolonggood. Haolonggood looks good, but in terms of trying to, differentiate between a male and female, I definitely think that because of the size of PNSO, as well as the vibrancy of the frill, that PNSO is definitely the male. And now also by PNSO and the scene that I promised at the beginning when I was talking about how dynamic our Sino's pose was, that when I first look at it, it seems to me like it's running away from something, and this would be that something, the Zhucheng tyrannus, whom it shared its habitat with. And yeah, that looks like I'm sure that this scene has happened several times. I'm also certain that this version of their confrontations took place where Sino was compelled to face off against the Zhucheng tyrannus. Had to be some sight to see. Right here is it's like what I usually say. There's always a tyrannosaur wherever there's a ceratopsian. So to wrap up this review of the Haolonggood Sinoceratops, the blue version, it is very nice model. The accuracy is there. The pose, I can't get over. I can't say enough about the pose, how dynamic the pose is. This is very nice. Once again, it looks like you could use this as it's running away from or running toward an adversary. So that's how dynamic this pose is in my estimation. The colors are great, especially when it comes to the skull. It's just a very nice model. The scale, 6.6 inches, it fits right in with 135, as it is representative of an animal that's just slightly over 19 feet long, which is great if you match it up with the PNSO Sinoceratops, which is a little bit bigger, and that can serve as the male, because that extra bit of length, if I'm not mistaken, puts the PNSO version right at 20 feet thereabouts. And then with that, the size combined with how colorful the frill is, I think they make an excellent male-female pair. Yeah, it's a great model, and if you don't have it and you were on the fence, I think the only thing left for you to do is to decide what color you want, because it's a no-brainer to get this. Especially if you're a ceratopsian lover, you gotta add it. And speaking of adding, I'd like to add any of you guys that haven't subscribed to the roster, so please do that. While you're down there, give a thumbs up, and also while you're down there, leave a comment. What do you think about this Sinoceratops, the Haolonggood Sinoceratops? The coloring. What do you just let me know what you think, or anything that you want to talk about in the comments below. If you want to be notified when I upload another video, hit the bell, and notified you shall be. So yeah, that takes care of the housekeeping. And on behalf of our now officially designated female Sinoceratops, thank you guys for rocking with me. Take care. Peace.